We chose your middle name, Sarah, after my father's mother. We were blessed that Grandma Sarah could be with us at our wedding, and that she and Rebecca had several years of family vacations and other occasions to get to know one another. Grandma Sarah, or Gigi as she was known after my sister Rachel's children were born, changed a lot over the course of her long life. Even in the time I knew her, she changed dramatically. But I remember her best as she was in her last years, independent, charming, and determined to live every moment of her life. Grandma Sarah was going to move to Atlanta to live near my parents. For those of us in the family, this became a running joke. Grandma would be moving from a 4-bedroom house to a 1-bedroom apartment, so she couldn't take all of her furniture and other things with her. Dad and his brothers went down to Alabama to sort through what she wasn't planning to take and divide up who wanted what. Yellow stickers for one brother and his children, blue for another, and so on. Not long after, Grandma Sarah reached the top of the waiting list at the Jewish Tower and was offered her apartment. "I'm not ready to move yet," she said. "Give the apartment to the next person." Months would pass, and then her name would again rise to the top of the list. "I can't imagine leaving my friends now," she would say. "Where are they going to find someone to fill my seat at Mahjong?" So it went for the better part of a decade. While Grandma lived in a house covered with small, colored dots with people's names on them. Even as a child, I was always captivated and put at ease by Grandma Sarah's calm, charming presence. No matter what was happening, I always had the sense that in her immediate surroundings, everything was okay. Just a few weeks before she left the world, as we all sat together in the beach house, she brought out an album of photographs from her 1970 trip to visit relatives in the Soviet Union. We were all captivated. Even when my sister Rachel and Uncle Jerry visited Soviet Russia in 1989, the situation there was already quite liberalized. Her account of that visit in 1970, the height of the Cold War, thrilled me with the atmosphere of adventure and daring. How had I never known, for all those years of my childhood, that my seemingly quiet grandmother had taken this incredible adventure? And yet at the same time, knowing her as an adult, I was not all that surprised. One part of Grandma Sarah remained constant through her life, however: her ultimate devotion to family. She loved to cook, and I loved to eat her food. From chocolate cake and pecan pie to kasha varnishkas, it all tasted delicious. Only later did I discover her secret: staggering quantities of margarine and butter. Food provides a window into her commitment to family. When I got my first apartment and began cooking, she provided recipes, typed on a typewriter. As I became stricter in my observance of kashrut, she would remember things like the turkey gumbo she used to make after Thanksgiving. The same delicious gumbo taste I remembered, but 100% kosher. Odelia Sarah, we hope that with your name that you inherit these things. Independence, the sense of what you want to do, how you want to do it, and the courage to follow your judgment. Charming calm, the gift that reassures others and keeps life on an even keel. A determined willingness to take advantage of adventure, to explore, and to live life. And above all else, the commitment to family that permeated everything Grandma Sarah did. Odelia Sarah, your entry into this world spans 3 parshiyot. Truma, when your Ima started the labor that would culminate in your birth. Tetzaveh, when you finally emerged and we held you in our arms. And Kitisa, this week's parsha, when we have given you your name. Focusing on the opening verse of Parshat Truma, Vayikuli Truma mi'et kol ish, they will bring me an offering from each person. Rabbi Yehuda Aryeh Leib Alter of Gur explains that the command to collect offerings from the Jewish people referred not only to the Jewish people as a collective, but to each individual person. In his words, Nimtza b'kol echad nidivut miyuchad shetzarchin hakol likach zot mimenu. Each person possesses a special gift that the collective must draw upon. as you started your journey into this world on Shabbat Truma, we bless you that you should always know the special gifts you possess and share them with your community. You were born on the first day of Parashat Tetzaveh, and this past Shabbat we read the commandment, Ve'asita bigdei kodesh le'aron achicha lechavod u'tiferet. Make holy garments for Aaron your brother, for honor and beauty. Rabbi Naftali Tzvi Yehuda Berlin explains these holy garments as follows. Aaron, as the high priest, was sanctified and separated from the rest of the Jewish people. Nevertheless, his ability to fulfill his tasks depended on the Jewish people's recognition of his holiness. God therefore commanded Moshe Rabbeinu to make holy garments for Aaron that would provide an external, visible symbol of his inherent holiness. Our world lives by the saying, the clothes make the man. The Torah, according to Rabbi Berlin, says the opposite. The man or woman makes the clothes. Aaron's garments for honor and for beauty do not confer holiness. They merely allow others to recognize and honor the beauty of his soul. We bless you that you should also become a maker of garments for honor and for beauty, that wherever you go, you may always recognize the beauty and holiness inside each unique person and enable others to honor that beauty and holiness as well. Finally, we look ahead to the coming Shabbat and the parasha in which we have given you your name, Odelia Sarah. Parashat Ki Tisa opens with a census of the Jewish people. But Rabbi Ephraim of Sadokov, the grandson of the Baal Shem Tov, chooses to read the phrase Ki Tisat Rosh Bnei Israel, count the children of Israel, literally, raise up the head of the children of Israel. Rabbi Ephraim repeats his teacher's parable. A person who is mentally exhausted from lack of sleep, a feeling I'm beginning to know well, has difficulty marshaling his strength for physical tasks. But a person who is well rested with all of his mental faculties also enjoys the benefits of that mental clarity in his physical extremities. Similarly, he teaches, the Jewish people is like the limbs of a person's body, ready to serve God. But to fulfill that potential, our people is always in need of leaders with a clear vision and a voice of righteousness, justice, and compassion. That is what the verse means by raise up the head of the children of Israel. It is a call for us to clear our heads and to step up as the leaders that the Jewish people needs. We bless you from this third parasha, that as you grow and learn, you always maintain the clarity of vision and clarity of voice that is necessary to help the Jewish people serve their Creator. Amen.
Before I bless these two lovely children here, I want to share something with you. My parents, may they rest in peace, were Abe and Rebecca. They lived 62 wonderful years together. And so when I met these two young people and learned that they were getting married, I thought, well, this is indeed a blessed marriage. And when I spoke to them at the tish, at the woman's tish, at their wedding, I was waiting for this moment. So I'm privileged to bless them. הרחמן הוא יברך את האבא על האמא הזאת, שתזכו לגדלה, לקנחה, למעשים טובים, נחת במשפחה, ללימוד התורה התמימה והנאה.